Hey everyone, I'm here today with another video, and I actually thought I would do yet another Color Street application video. I did one of these not very long ago, probably less than 2 weeks. I had applied, it was a solid pink color, I can't remember what it's called. But one of the things I found is the glitters are so much more forgiving, and I do a lot with my hands and they kind of took a beating, and so it didn't last, so I need to redo it. This is one of my favorites. It's so forgiving. This is Tokyo Lights, and I'll go ahead and open this up. I just feel like they go with a lot. They're kind of almost a rose gold to me. At least I think they are. They do come with a nail file. One of the tips I recently heard, and I had used this before, but I misplaced mine, so I ordered another, is to use a glass nail file. And it makes a pretty big difference. My nails are still pretty beat up, but it does help. This is a little alcohol prep pad. And as always, they have the instructions here, but I don't need this, so I'm going to move that out of the way. So 2 big things that you really could use: the glass nail file, and also this little guy to push your cuticles back. So you want to do that. And then I also use this part to kind of clean out under my nails, but I don't know if everybody does that. That may just be me. So I'm going to open these up. And part of why I wanted to do this color, I think it fits right now with Valentine's, but also I'm planning to do a video showing, I haven't tried this yet. This is the Midas by Spectrum Noir Metallic Pigment Rose Gold ink. And then I actually also have this rose gold embossing powder by Fun Stamper's Journey that I've never used. Neither has been opened or used. I probably would just use a clear embossing powder on top of the rose gold. Oops, I just got some on the ink pad. So one of the videos soon that you should see will be these, and I thought it might be fun to have rose gold looking nails for my video. So I thought we would just start by doing the nails. So again, these are by Color Street. If you haven't seen Color Street before, I do not sell them, so this isn't an attempt to pitch at selling them. I just really like the product. And they're actually nail polish, but it's not quite dried. So you peel this part off. I'm going to try something a little different. I usually do this smaller one on my pinky nails, and I'm finding that it works really well on this hand, but not this one. And so I'm going to try doing the slightly larger one, and we'll see how it goes. This is kind of an experiment. I haven't done this before. So just kind of put it on there, press it down, and then I just kind of tuck it in, and then you just need to kind of take off the extra. That seems to have worked. Again, though, these glitter ones, so much more forgiving than the solid colors. I'm actually gonna pull that packaging piece back out. I like to use it to put my sticky little garbage pieces on. And I'm going to move on to the one next to it. And everyone's nails are different. You kind of just got to learn like the shape of your nails for what really works, which of these to use for you. You know, everyone's different. And we all have very different shaped nail beds. Again, so forgiving. It's amazing to me. I am going to still use this tiny one, but just on pinky on the other side. So, which will mean I'll have like one off, I guess, that I don't. Or maybe like half of this to reuse for next time. I like to put the sticky down here so I can hold this, and it gives me something to kind of hold on to, but sometimes I don't get it far enough on there. It doesn't really work. Okay. It wasn't perfect. I still kind of want to replace it a little. That's better. So I can typically get at least 2 sets out of one of these, but I know not everyone can. I could probably get almost 3, or do 2 sets and maybe have like an accent that's left from the nails. I was looking at a house the other day that had this kind of pinky tile that was definitely dated. And I was like, ooh, that needs to go. I started thinking about it, and you know, sometimes as someone who works with people looking for houses, aka a realtor, I spend a lot of time discussing with people, what do you really need to change about a house? Or, you know, where's your bang for your buck? Sometimes it's so hard to get into a house for some people, and you know, the structural things are what really are a big difference. Flooring a lot of times is pretty easy to change. Does take some budget. But so I was rethinking that house, and I was like, you know, if you were into pinks, you could decorate it pretty cute with some neutrals, like warm neutrals, like brown and cream, and do kind of pink and rose gold specifically. And you could actually make that place look really cute without needing to change that dated looking flooring. So sometimes, if you don't already own a ton of furniture and decor, you really can work with the design and make it work. So I found myself almost thinking, you know what, that could be a pretty decent option for that house. I'm not one of the people who's like really into rose gold. I like rose gold, but I know I have friends who like it's their thing. But I think it's sure pretty, and I could probably make it work. So how about you guys? Tell me in the comments. Do you have a favorite, like, of your metallics and neutrals? What are your favorites? Do you use rose gold in a house, or is that a little too much for you? I'm seeing the trend a lot of using gold in houses, which with so many years of silver and wanting to get rid of anything gold or brassy, it's interesting to see all the gold coming back. And again, these are so forgiving. It's amazing to me. I'm probably not doing near as good of a job applying as I did with the pink ones that I used a week ago. but just the difference in having, now this one probably would have been better to use the same one I used on the pinky. This nail's pretty narrow. It's a little more challenging for me to fit something in there. I find if something's a little too much, you can usually kind of use your thumbnail to kind of go along the edge and get it to kind of trim down. So I like to just kind of tuck it in so that it's more likely to really stick and stay put. There's some fingers especially that you use more than others, and the polish tends to rip off a little easier. We're almost done. Again, this one might almost do better with the narrower because I have pretty narrow, whatever the name of this finger is. Again, so what I find works is kind of line it up to one side. So if it's going to hang over, it's only hanging on one side if possible. This is just my personal opinion. I'd love to hear other tips from other people, but for me, I find it a little easier than to kind of trim that with my thumb. And if you have color strip tips, though, I would love to hear those. Again, I don't sell the product. I can, of course, hook you up with somebody who does if you need that. But I just really enjoy using it. Especially right now, I'm not headed into a salon. So, yeah. I don't totally love that one, but part of it's because I broke that nail. And I just don't totally love that nail right now. I think it's good enough, and sometimes too, it's like as that one grows, it might need its nail replaced sooner than some of the others. So my thumbs are the really fun one. I have huge thumbs, and so I ended up usually using this biggest one. That's usually the best option for me. And then I will usually let these go, like I put them on kind of before bed typically. And then I sleep with them on. And then the next morning I'll file them down a little bit to make them a little bit smoother, because you usually have some little oopsies here and there. And so, not perfect. It usually isn't, but much better than I would do why would I do my nails any other way? So there you go. And like I said, the glitter is so much more forgiving. If you know, kind of get it a little uneven, or you bump it somehow and scratch it, it just so much more forgiving. So I'm happy with my sparkly nails. I hope that you found that interesting. Tell me again what your favorite colors are. If you've tried Color Street, I'd love to hear about it. And have a good one.